there. Welcome to another episode of the Divorced Woman's Guide podcast. How are you guys doing today? I want to remind you to hit subscribe so that you do not miss a single episode because I release one every single week. And for those of you who haven't heard, I wrote a book and it is called Divorce Sucks, Now What? You can buy it on paperback or Kindle on Amazon in any country. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Today's topic was inspired by actually some of my clients because I notice this all the time. And so what I want to talk to you guys about today is how it is that you can shift your mindset out of scarcity after divorce. So many of us live in a scarcity mindset, and I'm here to tell you that that is exactly what is keeping you stuck right now, in this moment, wherever it is that you are in your divorce process, or maybe you're on the other side. It is a narrative that you are telling yourself that basically translates and says your resources are limited and everything could disappear tomorrow. If you're not careful, it's all going to go away. So if you find yourself saying things like, I'm running out of time, I don't have enough money, it's too late for me, I'm never going to be happy, I'm never going to find my partner, let me just clue you in that all of these statements are lack statements. That means that you are functioning in a clarity mindset. And what it's doing is it's essentially preventing you from healing your mental and emotional state more quickly. It is preventing you from moving on, and it is keeping that post-divorce life that you so desire that much farther out in the distance for you. And that's because your lack mindset, your scarcity mindset, is rooted in panic. It is rooted in fear. And that mindset is essentially robbing you of the life that you desire, and it's keeping you stuck. Now, I know that so many of us were raised with this mindset growing up, right? Because that's how our parents operated. That's who we learned from. So perhaps you were raised in a home where our parents said things like, we have what we have, right? You get what you get and you don't get upset, right? Or we can't afford it regardless of what, quote unquote, it was, right? You grew up in a world of scarcity. And believe me, I heard that very often myself. And in fact, I had a whole other money mindset on top of that taps into that as well. And that's a whole other podcast episode. But essentially, that scarcity mindset is really perpetuating the thought of it's never enough. There's never going to be enough. And so if you were ever made to feel bad for wanting more, or maybe any time that you asked for something, you were immediately made to feel bad because you immediately wanted something more, or maybe you got scolded for spending your money on something that our parents deemed unnecessary, you grew up with a scarcity mindset. So if you're somebody who right now walks into a store and is constantly going to the clearance section, and you agonize and you feel guilty over spending money on yourself, you are living in scarcity. But I'm here to tell you, please, please, please don't feel bad about that, because this is messaging that as women, we have been hearing forever. It's woven into the foundation of our society because we live in a society where it's like work until you die. Working hard comes first, or other people come first. And what drives me crazy is that if you're anything like me, I always put myself last when I was married. And the first thing that I did when I got divorced was started to pay attention to what would make me happy, what making me happy resulted in my life. And so I'm inviting you guys to consider, irregardless of your family upbringing, irregardless of the messages that society sends us, that you take a chance on pushing back, right? Ending the guilt, ending the shame, ending the scarcity mindset, and pivot into an abundant mindset. Now, I want to share a little bit more about what I mean by abundance, because it doesn't just have to do with money, okay? But what I do know is that when you are in an abundance mindset, that is where your self-worth, your confidence, courage, joy, happiness, that's where those emotions live. And those emotions that are tied to abundance is the blueprint of making your dreams come true. So it's an area of your life, right? Having that abundance mindset is also inclusive of knowing that you have enough time. You have all the money that you could ever want. It's out there. And you have unlimited resources to obtain the things that you love. Because you know that in an abundance mindset that there's always enough. You're always going to be okay. When have you not been okay? When you think that you don't have enough, okay, you may want to write this down or come back and listen to it and write it down if you're not in a safe place, but you're going to want to remember this, okay? Anytime that you think you do not have enough, what you are telling yourself is that you lack clarity in what it is that you truly desire. Or, okay, here's a better one. When you think that you are not enough, you lack clarity in who you are. Yeah, let that sit for a second, right? How many of you guys think like, I'm not enough? I wasn't enough for him. I sure as heck said that. I said that all the time. Why didn't he pick me? Well, he didn't pick me because I wasn't what he wanted. And at the end of the day, he wasn't who I wanted either. As soon as I got crystal clear on who I was, I no longer wanted him. He wasn't what I wanted, and I was enough. So if you're somebody who's saying to yourself, well, I'm not enough, well, you get to shift that mindset and tell yourself that you are everything. You are everything. Or if you're somebody who thinks, I'm running out of time, I'm too old, who's going to want me? You get to shift your mindset to, oh, I am youthful and I have so much time to make my dreams a reality. So that means I get to be crystal clear on what that looks like and who I am starting now. I'm not going to waste another day. Or perhaps you're somebody who says, I'm just going to die alone. Well, I invite you to shift that thinking to, I'm going to manifest the partner that I deserve because I get to choose and I have standards. Yeah. So abundance isn't just about time or money. It's about knowing your worth. It's about loving yourself. It's about believing in yourself, regardless of your past. Let me just share a couple of affirmations with you, okay? These are me sharing them with you, okay? You are not your failed marriage or your past. You are also not your marital status. In other words, don't let your marital status define you. You are not the negative voices in your head. What you are is love and light and pure joy. You are light, love, and pure joy. I'm saying that twice because that is my favorite affirmation. Love, light, and pure joy. Why do I know this? Because no one else is you. You are you. So I invite you today and every day thereafter to shift that mindset of yours out of scarcity, out of lack, and start thinking about, what does an abundance mindset sound like? What does courage and worth and joy and confidence sound like? Because that, my friends, is what is going to create the life you desire, because that is your blueprint for your path to your new reality. Thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode. As you know, with every single one, I try to not just inspire you guys, but also to give you some wisdom and knowledge to help you navigate wherever it is that you guys are in your divorce process. Sending you all so much love, light, and joy as always. Mwah. Bye, everybody.